who comes from the Tugela Ferry in KZN. She's a South African singer-songwriter. She's also an entrepreneur because as a musician, you are automatically an entrepreneur by default. Her music genre covers electronic dance music, neo-soul, and experimental pop music. She walked into the limelight upon dropping her first album, Tugela Ferry, in 2018. She was born into a family of 4 children. She's the youngest of her siblings. Though she was shy while growing up, which affected her interaction with other people. She played with boys in her neighborhood. She climbed trees, which explains why she has a few scars. In an interview with Bona, she said she spent most of her weekends at her grandma's place. And her grandma's house was a stone throw from her home. It took her 30 minutes to walk from home. Her father introduced her to music. She could remember his return home late from work, park outside her bedroom window and playing loud music. And she studied social sciences at the University of KZN. Her career highlights include dropping a debut album, which has held 2 performances, the DSTV Africa Magic Viewers Choice Awards, or 2 awards performances here, and the Buyele Kaya Festival in East London. She kicked off her career auditioning for the South African Idols. Oh, I didn't know this. I think she's told us this before. I've interviewed her before. I don't remember her saying this. I didn't know she was on Idols. She auditioned for Idols. And also South Africa's Got Talent. But she was unsuccessful, which is a beautiful thing. To all of you guys out there, if you're unsuccessful in one thing, it doesn't mean the end of the road. There's people like her who've tried numerous times and getting rejected and doors shut on her face, but she never gave up. Then she kicked off her career after audition. During her days in the university, she met Sanele, known to you and I as Sun L musician, through his younger brother. He got to know that she could sing through his younger brother. She had to prove she could sing. He was impressed and wanted collaborations with her, but she turned down the offer. She wanted to obtain her degree first. And then in 2017, she began a professional career in music after she signed to L World Music. After she was done dealing a scholar, she was done studying. Then she released her first studio album, Tugela Ferry. The song, first single, was featured on Apple Music, Artist Spotlight, and then the rest is history. Today, she's in the same... Today, basically, I even took out my phone and I recorded a video of Black Coffee being excited to meet her. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Simi. This is not just anyone. This is Simmy, guys.
Now I'm going back to that moment.
And I want to ask you about that moment. How was that moment when Coffee was excited to meet you? And he's like, it's the first time meeting you. I'm like, what? Is Coffee meeting you for the first time? And he's excited. How did you feel a couple of minutes ago?
No, I was not ready, Sanmunani, by the way. I was not ready. I think now I'm starting kokumo and I'm a fan. So and he's like, I'm such a fan. First time meet. I'm like, okay, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
But that was a beautiful.
It was beautiful, so beautiful for me.
I think I had to capture it on camera, and I had to ask him to say it again because you know what? These things are historical.
So historical, yeah.
Yes, they assume we all know each other, we all meet, we all hang out.
No.
They don't understand. Even artists born on my TV.
Yeah.
And then ngaleyo nhlanhla sinokuhlangana ema-show noma kuma-interview noma kuma-environment enjengalawo.
Yeah.
Siyabonga kakhulu sisami ngosiboleka isikhathi sakho.
No, thank you so much. It's beautiful being here. Yeah.
It's not the last person I'm introducing to you guys. The next person, igama lakhe nguSanele Sithole. Uma bemzala abazali bakhe bamnikele lo gama uSanele Sithole. He's better known to you and I as a DJ, an entrepreneur, a producer, a musician from KZN. Previously signed to Demore Music, he had produced songs for artists such as Ubusi, who received an award. Where am I, Zazaz? Okay, right. Thank you. Yeah. Who received an award for a song that was co-produced by Sun L musician. Yes. Usanele Losleli started his own record label called L World Music, signing the electrifying Simi, who's sitting next to us. and the seasoned superstar vocalist S. Stone. The industry has welcomed this development by awarding him with 3 South African Music Awards. He won like 2, summer, I think that was summer 24, for his hit track with Something Soweto, Best Collaboration, Sampra Highest Airplay, and Samro Highest Airplay. San L musician, his name, Jobe Hlelila, left his home in the Midlands of KZN and dropped out of university to move to Joburg and pursue a dream that continues to unfold to the world and beyond. The much anticipated follow-up to his debut album. Okay, Africa, San L musician almost didn't even release the very song that made him the much loved name he is right now in South Africa. He sent Agana Mali song to 3 different sound engineers and still didn't feel it was quite ready to see the light of day. The song Agana Mali, which is about being broke, sat on his laptop for about 4 months before his younger brother Usandile encouraged him to reconsider putting it out for others to hear. He talked to OK Africa about making the album. Below, the first album was titled Africa to the World, able to put on over the years. He's only still new, but his star just keeps rising and rising, and we've all been entertained by his talent with the world. They got a chance to experience him, and I'm one of those people. Also happens to be the world's longest marathon radio show. We are now 72 hours in. We've got about 140 something hours to go. We are going to set a brand new world record. And when we sat down with the team, we decided, Duguti, these people have to be on the show, because I'm also such a very big groupie, such a big fan of their music, and I'm inspired by ngendlela abayiphatha ngakhona with their humility. I can't help but just be in awe and also say to the team, yeah, sonke siqinisile siyavumelana. Nobody said no. Ukuthi in the studio we will have Simi and San L musician. What a long intro, ne?
Yeah. They are so young and they're putting in so much work. So imagine when they turn 40. Do you understand?
When they are coffee's age.
Yeah.
Because for me, that's why I see San L. When I see coffee, I see San L.
Wow.
That's a huge compliment.
Yeah.
Simi, San L musician, thank you guys for coming. Ngiyabonga.
Thank you so much for having us.
Emakaya. That's all I think about when I see her. Simi, let's start with you. The youngest of 4, a tomboy.
Yeah.
Awusitshele kahle kahle ukuthi uSimi ubani uyaphi nokuthi, you know, let's go as far as when you met uSanel actually.
Usimi Usimpiwe Ntlangulela, phuma eTugela Ferry, I'm singer. Yeah, I've always loved music, and I won't lie, it was through my dad. But also the one person owangisiza, you know, to show me what's okay. We are suge emakhaya, it was my elder sister. But I won't lie, I always felt like, who would like ivoice kasimi? Ngangicula primary, high school, but sengiyabona manje because I was always interested in like writing or changing the song. But yeah, always a hobby. And then ngai UKZN. Mangfika UKZN, I meet Usandile, Sanal's younger brother, and a friend of ours, I was also a friend of Umondi, and she told Usandile, no, this one is hiding a voice there. So yeah, he came with the beat. I remember it was a trap beat. I was like, I'll write whatever I'm hearing, but I think also my brother helped, you know, with the R&B and the hip hop. So yeah, I wrote whatever, and Usandile was like, this is something. And I guess from there, wakhuluma with Usanele, and he passed by at Rez, and he literally, I auditioned.
Yeah.
I sang. I was there shaking. Like, I remember I was sitting in my dark room, I was shaking, and it's like, yeah, come here. And then I went there, I sang, and I left after that. I was like, okay, cool, nice. And then he was working with Ubusi at the time, and he was like, no, we can work on something and whatnot. And I was like, you know, because that was a promise that I had made to my parents and to myself. And I kept that promise. After 2015, I moved to Johannesburg in 2016, and I immediately contacted the guys. And from there, we I started as just chilling and vibing with Tamanteng Kule Nabo. Because I loved the music. I remember he had left me a CD back in varsity, and I was like, I have never heard such music, but what I'm hearing is something that I could listen to every day. So I got into studio, and yeah, from there, a lot of vibes, and then I Sangpala. I actually recorded some songs with Usandile first, and then he was Gwi 925 at the time. So, Atai, Sana musician, deal with that. So yeah, we recorded, and yeah, I got Puma Ngonile from the first album. Actually, there was an album before the first album, but we were like, no, Asqale Khaya, you know.
Isingis.
Yeah, Isingis. So I was there learning while he was, you know, putting his sound together. I was fortunate actually, because while he was putting the sound, like the owl music sound, I was there figuring out, okay, because I've always loved writing, but I didn't know. So I was there writing a verse, his Zulu, and then switching up the chorus, and then it's okay, what do you think? And like, okay, you can switch it up, and then I would sing out loud something that again, and then like, no, but what you just said works. And then yeah, I guess I really just found myself from there, and
yeah. And the chemistry between you is, I love it.
Thank you so
I feel
much.
as though as a unit, you guys are powerful.
Thank you.
Sanel.
Yes.
You dropped out of school.
Yeah.
And that's where he's going, this one. He's going to the world.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Because it's got a distinctive sound, but now I guess kalo tusitshele ukuthi ubani kahle uSanel. Uyaphi? Uphi khaya?
Yeah.
Nokuthi lento le music this age.
Yeah.
Iqale nini?
It's crazy. Sanel musician, Sanel Chole. Interesting. We on the period, I think, being looking experience a lot of things because love ihlala khona music. Yeah. So my sister actually, she was the first one owalethi kwaito to engine. You know, safakwe my cassette at that time. TDK. You know, on my release. You know, yeah, that's really. And now, as in Kubengen's music, actually, I'm realizing something which Equite is the first electronic generation in South Africa, and then Chinasisi second generation with house music. But anyways, that's Kubega.
Yeah. But that's a conversation.
Yeah. So, Kubega is in Kula, you know. My younger brother, Sandile, has always just been there. We both designed the sound, you know. Kalengo when some mashups, you know, started like an R&B song, you know, and I'm a vocalist, started instrumental house music. So it's something that was very popular at the time.
Yes.
And then we took that and I found CD, Saisa rank. And it was playing, you know.
And it sold, I'm sure.
Yeah, it was. It was really moving, you know. We bought our first computer, you know, through grant money that we were receiving at the time, which was really amazing. We took us allowed to just really take money, speed. This is a school, and like, no, don't take computers, you know. But we already knew, you know, that's what we wanted to do, is just to make music. As in Kula, you know, I went to college. That's the first time actually experiencing Bono DJ equipment, people dancing. I fell in love with the feeling. I was like, no, this is how I want to. This feeling, you're anything from company, you know. But then I had to. I think I didn't make my studies. When I was spending so much time at a computer lab, really looking for new sound, new music, and all of that, instead of just studying. You know, I didn't do well my studies. Then I told my parents, I was like, Coco, hey, so it was not easy for her because before you and all of that. You know how parents are. You know, she's just being protective. But anyways, I stayed at home for like 2 years making beats. You know, and then I moved to Johannesburg. You know, I told it deal, got signed as a producer at Demo Music, and then what? And then I moved. I started my own record label 2016, and there was no Simmy movement and
me how in home life being Jan. Because you said that you made a promise to your parents that you will complete your studies, but I can imagine then when you are done with you know, they might have not.
I told my parents I want to do music, or I told my parents I want to be in the entertainment industry, and yeah, great, do it. I remember I first wanted to be specifically a UTV presenter. And I
We
would
all
always,
Role
yeah.
model yakho bokusai for those days.
Akumzi,
Mkhumbula
Sisi.
Saifo. No, Akumzi.
yeah,
Yes.
Happy and
Yakhumbula Wild
Sisi,
Room.
Kali.
Yes.
Kali, like all of them.
Yes.
And it's weird because I'm barely to school and then in I'm like, no. But yeah, they really inspired me. So it started there. And then TV and but anyway, I didn't even have. But I think in my mind, I was always like, one day I think mhlambe mangafunda ngize ngiqeda isikole ngiyokwazi ukuthi ngihambe nalento ekuthiwa i-audition, and I did that. So mase ngiqede umatric, I was like, okay, now I have to go to varsity because I know for a fact whatever I want to try and do, ngeke kuze kwenzeke ngihleli la ekhaya. So I have to leave la ekhaya because I have very strict parents. So yeah, kwanganyakazeki in a way. So I knew no, I have to leave, and it's not me leaving. No, I just really want to fly. I want to be out there and explore.
Yeah.
So yeah, mangifike vasi na khona. It's weird. Mangifike vasi wenza something ongayazi nokuyazi, and I always just thought, okay, business has to be there because I was always interested in and whatnot. So I picked the modules like economics, business ethics, and so forth. If not, I'm going to start a business or whatever. But still, music and just entertainment as a whole. And at that time, ngifuna like a broadcaster. I really and mangifika vasi, I remember I did an SABC3 audition. Nakhona ngifike shake and didn't work out. Nakhona red flag number 1. I was like, okay, yeah, Simmy, this is not working. I traveled to Durban. Ngangashe ekhaya, I just went there because ngathi mangithi ngitshela uMathuma i-audition yani ngithe no. So yeah, I think no makufika mangihlangana noSandile, maybe there was just that thing of I need to finish this degree because I didn't want to ruin anything. After varsity, but I just knew I had to get that degree. This is it, I'm gone. And my number one debate, but Usiswamu was already here in Johannesburg. So I was like, I don't want to go to Durban. I literally want to go to Johannesburg. So I degree. I remember 2016, my sugekaya for my holiday. Ebuya is a like to carry on with umsebenzi wakhe. And I was like, yeah, tomorrow I'm leaving with you. So yeah, I got to Joburg. I moved in with her. That's after. So I could say just the degree was really my ticket to leave home. And I got here Sahlala for. I remember actually we also did some, because we're gospel artists, so my gospel time, I would be there feeling like, I don't know what I'm doing, but yeah, this is me on TV. The guys laugh at me when they see the videos, and I was like, well,
Yeah.
this is you. Gospel, but I was still like, hey, but this is not where I want to be. I'm more, I guess I really just, music had to make handalam, growing up listening to Mpaqanga and all that music, I just wanted to explore something different. And Masfiga in February, I remember I went to Idols, auditioned, didn't work out. But like from a group of 10, I forgot the words on the first song. I go in, I sing another song, and I finish it. And like it's such a weird process. There's like a producer level. So I go in there and then I make it through to the producer level. Just me from that group of 10 people. So in my mind, I was like, okay, fine. Something was missing, but there was also something, Abaibonil. And then I'm like, okay, next, SA's Got Talent. And then Mangfego SA's Got Talent, they didn't even give me feedback. So I think from there, I was just like, oh, okay, cool. Betty, let's move on.
Yeah.
And I got a job at Ross selling shots.
Waitress, sorry.
Not even like I spoke to a friend, dude, whatever it is, every Friday I could come through, get my commission. I would make like 400. Lapo, I don't even drink, but I'm there. And good lit on Fridays, they just do the most.
Oh,
Plaza
yes.
Trosi
I know
Tola
Trosi.
Mapuno.
You get there, they ask you, who are you? And I'm like, okay. But I think I always had a mission, because even though I was there selling shorts, I would just introduce myself and be like, yeah, I'm a graduate, ngiphandle. And then with the money that I got from Metros, I would apply, push CVs and whatnot, until I got a call from the friend that actually helped me with the job at Metros and was like, there's a recruitment company looking for consultants or trainers or whatever. I went there, I got the job. That was in June 2016. I'm still speaking to the guys. I'm still there, no. And the guy's like, no, you need to pull through. I'm like, I am going to pull through. And I have to be honest, immediately after I got the job, I left my sister. That was another plan
Another
I had
ticket.
I was like, okay, I have to leave because shame, she was worried ukuthi iseGoli and uzolahleka ingane kama, like noma ngiphuma mangibuya she thinks mhlawumbe ngibuya. I'm like angibuyi angibuya ukuyokwenza into right to get me somewhere. So I left, ngahlala ngedwa. I moved to Ruby Ridge, and yeah, from there kwasuka studio 9 to 5 and studio. Like I was having so much fun, I was not even realizing ukuthi yazi uyazikhahlaza. But I think Nganga decided it was getting now to a place where I was really enjoying doing music and I was learning so much. And ngisho ngise office, in my mind I was like, but I would rather be in studio than here. And yeah, after 2 years, 2018, I remember I was even hiding that from my parents. I think the only time I was forced to tell my parents what's into music was 2017 when I was in Botswana and I was not going to be home for Christmas. I'm doing music.
I can imagine the reaction from Mumaikai.
What do you mean? Well, but they're not sure what's happening. I think I lied to a point where I couldn't lie anymore because the music was out there. I didn't even think it was going to be so big and people were going to know the songs or I was going to be on radio. But yeah, from there I think I know my dad usabuka nje lindile ukuthi ngizoke ngibuke. But yeah, from there 2018, after 2 years, I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't focus on both the 9 to 5 and music. And I quit and just solely focus on music. And I'm really having fun. I got time to actually do more. I started piano lessons.
During the lockdown, nah?
Not even during the lockdown, before the lockdown.
Oh, before the lockdown, okay.
Yeah.
But I saw you taking some lessons during the lockdown.
That was actually me practicing.
Practicing.
We actually started with him. Like the suggestion came from him, but like I didn't think it was something that would happen. Piano.
Yes.
From afar. And then I started, and then come lockdown, no, we can do it via WhatsApp. And we did that, and we are still, so after I think about 2 or 1.5 year lessons, and it's not
Still
bad.
going, man.
So I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. Oh my God.
Smooth, the one thing that is a common thread with all the people we have been interviewing since we started the marathon is that it's as though it's inherent. They know that they're supposed to be doing something. They might take a different path, but it's as though the universe plots to bring them back into this thing they're supposed to be doing, and eventually they can't stop themselves anymore, and they're willing to sacrifice everything. I mean, working at Dross and moving to Johannesburg and going into the wilderness, really. Sanele,
Yes.
Especially because it's as though your ancestors maybe gave you this talent because it's not something that we are used to. Your sound is something that is so distinctive.
Yeah.
Tell us about how it was created, and because when I listen to me somehow have chemistry and you are able to gel.
Yeah.
Put this music together.
It's amazing. I think Simi is coming. We KZN firstly. I think your lentessence would be for us to connect because my komoto I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
Peaches, yeah. When the Commodores, it's gone. So send our auto. So, but I think for me, really the love for electronics, color from darling, I say Rosetta because I was into one of those 12 production Lala market games. As Kazil.
Yeah.
Pretty one randing so Lala that's me. That was just me, because I didn't understand how much. Why am I so hooked to this thing? Kanti angibona to be computer already. So pick up all these arcade games. No, it's actually a computer. If I'm a parat, so that's when I fell in love with electronics and just being in front of a computer. But yeah, you know, I think as soon as Simi may figure, I think she really taught me a lot in terms of isintu. You know, Mina Imoy River is more of a slightly urban area. Inesinto esiningi kodwa izinto eziningi ezinomsimo ngombholoho ngithi inombholoho manje. No, it's the wedding song. Yeah, ingoma zomshado. I'm like, oh, okay, platform 1. Nazia was asibuye na. That's actually how we made Indaba Ezikude, because I had the beat. It was just running for 2 minutes, and she tried writing, and I was like, okay, cool, this is nice, but hasn't a sample so I was looking at YouTube and just watch platform 1, just one of those songs. I think it's Indaba Ezikude. Yeah.
We couldn't find, actually, because I think I got Indaba Ezikude and then we couldn't find it.
Yes.
They were like, just sing it out.
Yeah.
However it sounds.
Then
so
from I think that's how we really formed this whole sound, and how we really indlela sensing out into dihlangana. I think best look at sample so it akekho be perfect, akekho bazi ukuthi wenzani. It was just super experimental. But mina mengithathwa my influences are house music always. It's always been like that, you know. But I think la engishephe khona kakhulu when I was signed Demo Music. That's when, because I'm a club guy, you know, I was just making club music, you know. But then mengihleli nobos no Demo bangifundisa radio. You know, they had songs.
Make radio-friendly songs.
And
that's what literally cements you into the ears and the hearts of the people.
Of course, yes, sir.
Because radio plays a very significant role, especially in our country.
It does.
So as much as a lot of us who don't get a lot of radio airplay would get irritated, and we like, but we all know, Guti, in South Africa especially, radio is still a very big part of millions of people's lives. So when your music makes it on radio, then your life changes forever, because then you can be able to stand in front of 10,000 people and just see people sing your song, and you just can't believe it, just thinking from where you come from, you know. And I think that's why a lot of us musicians, our love is always just being on stage, seeing people appreciate your music.
No,
I'm visualizing
it. Because I remember I don't know if saying blow cover but cassettes artists obuyenza at that time. Yeah. But I remember, you know, I enjoy inspiration in Ningakul from that, because what we used to do in Alasaskati, cassette will shout, five cassette shout play, share.
Yeah.
Most of it's in English, shine you play like so. Yeah, that's the sound. So I think for me, I've gone to generation of musical Anjalo. I think Namanje. That's exactly what I want to do. I mean, album, ushanje uplay, ushiye kanjalo. Ushisinyama bonke abantu baphuza relax grow, you know.
And that's how your music is. And your music is so global. And I'm definitely, I would have asked you this question, but that's already the title of your album. You're going to the world. And you're sitting there while Coffee was being interviewed, while Coffee was playing his music there. What was going through your mind as opposed relating that to the title of your album and where you'd like to see yourself? Because as much as I did share earlier, it was beautiful to see Coffee meet Simmy for the first time, and I recorded that on my phone. But also on the other hand, now in an environment like this, you used to listen to my music when you were a youngster in KZN. What was going through your mind, and when you look at a person like Coffee?
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, I've met Coffee I think maybe 6 years. You know, I've been to his place. And she's in Yama. And I think we drop the album. But I think it's intertextual which before I drop the album I was about to England. So valuing Sano Demo, who was part of Sharon. You know. So I'm up with uyibhuda yami nje kahle kahle, you know, it's mina sengisha now 2.0. Yeah, so ngiqhubeka la ebangathi wela kakaqedi, so since sambona esadlala nje, no, you know, it's so young, inspire a lot. It just shows me indawo engazivula and ingenza ngiphuphe even more, you know. Just seeing him just literally surrounded by white people at Dedelin Simbi, you know, ingenza ngikwazi ukuthi ngilibone iphupho ukuthi ngilibambe, you know. It's so amazing. Story sakhe is so big, you know. I always just look at him with the accident and everything, you know. Ngiright ngiphelele but ngi-insecure but ezinye, then I just look at him and get wow. How do you make ingqondo yakho ukuthi ikhohle ezinye izinto, umunye umuntu ekubuza ukuthi indaba ungakhipha isandla whatever, you know. People can be spiteful, you know. That's so amazing, young, inspiring, push even more. I'm like, no, if we put yami yakwazi ukukhahlela kanje shy hit yenze zonke lezi ngoma, then I can do it. So it really young push, I mean, for me. So it's amazing. It's really amazing.
So usuqalile to make strides to go to the world. Have you started speaking to overseas agents and mhlambe to make your moves overseas?
Yes, yeah. Actually, I was just in a meeting, Izolo, you know, a Zoom meeting. I can't reveal it much, but you know, it's international collabos because I think sebeyayizwa into engiyenzayo with the album engiyidrophile. I'm being faggy emphasis even more. That's why I good 31 songs on the album. I was like, no, let me just put it out there. Plus, with the COVID, what's happening right now, a lot of people are consuming music. So it's a great time for me. When we don't get the timing, was just perfect. I was like, okay, more, let's get it in. You know, after finishing which is 16 songs, it's a lot of work. Ngizwile. It's a lot, but it's beautiful because ngiyabona with the people responding, you know. Thank God for social media. We can actually track now and see people enjoying the music. It's amazing. It's really
He's
good.
so correct when I see Musanele. As I dropped an album literally 10 days ago. Literally, I haven't dropped an album in almost 10 years. Being busy and I'm a business.
Yeah.
I dropped an album 10 days ago. Immediately, 24 hours later, you can see the song that's performing.
Yeah, it's great.
You know, but I used to go to Mpumalanga, promote, Gibela ku Caravan, sell Limpopo, so promote, and then only 4 or 5 months later, but Ingoma is doing well in Mpumalanga, but Ingoma is doing well. Today, for me, it was like, wow. Is this a generation that we're in? You drop an album now, 24 hours later, you know this song is performing. I mean, the song that's performing on my album now, 10 days later, is a song that is not even my sound. That is a song that I featured
like
Ali Kiba from Tanzania.
Wow.
And I'm like, it's on thousands and thousands of views. And then, but I think what's a beautiful thing is then it gives you guidance to focus. And then immediately shoot the video for this song. And then tomorrow I'm off to Tanzania to go promote that song. You know what I mean? And that's, I guess that's what you're saying to the world. And when desire to the world,
I'm ngithi made of stars nami ngigadile lapha nje waiting ngona follow
because impumelelo yomunye impumelelo yabanye because you've got a couple of people that you carry.
Yes.
And speaking of carrying people, Sanele, as well as yourself, Simi, you carry people in your music because you are able to create music that is inspirational. It's always positive. It's always, you know, a positive outlook. And I mean, it's easy to create a song about let's make money, let's twerk, let's, you know, because that music actually sells. You know, but you decide to take a different direction altogether. When doing Gawebo, like in Makaya, for example. You have gone through challenges yourself. I mean, not going through auditions and not making it. You having to quit school, for example. A song not being liked by producers. What then still propelled you and kept you going? Because it's not easy, I can imagine.
Okay, I'll start. I think firstly, I'll thank the guys, the team. Sometimes we are bala, and because I think I've always been a storyteller. You know, I love telling stories. And if to know, do you know what happened? This happened and this happened. So, and sometimes it's stories is Klagisa, and then sometimes it's just stories that are really serious. But you know, the guys really freed me in terms of understanding what's okay. emhlabeni owonke, people will go through 1, 2, 3, and 4. So it's always important to tell a story that is relatable out there. Yes, you can speak about love, which I just enjoy, but it's tougher to write, to go deep. Like when I can be like, you know what, right now and try to tell that story in such a way that no muntu olalele emsakazweni relate. Like it's so tough, I won't lie. I think sometimes I was too dark, and then he would just immediately say, I chop. It was so deep, kakhulu manje. So, and then I would because I was young at that time. I was 22, 23. But also I think what helped me as well was always that thing of I loved pop music. So I had to use that. What is it? Indlela ekubhalwa ngayo with pop, like how easy.
Simplify.
Yeah, simplify it, So I think okay, no, in my mind I know he's gonna judge me, so let me just cancel this and write 4 lines until it became a habit, until I was actually able to say whatever I need to say in the first 4 lines. So I think it's really that the guys really helped me, and just also accepting what's okay, go see me, and this is my responsibility. So in a way, it's like I always have to put in Osimpiwe, what Osimpiwe has gone through, what Osimpiwe has experienced, and I have to take those stories and tell them, because I know Emakaya, there's a girl like me, Okule Nabafana, or who has gone through such and such, and I think that's really
that's you.
And you,
before,
Sanele?
Before I answer the question, ngicela ukusho ku camera ukuthi usisi wakho ubuhle ne? Buhle, well done. Well done, Jayami.
Yes.
She knows why ngimbiza Jayami. Well done, Buhle Jayami. Those days nasa push KZN TS Records. Otanda bo Proud Dash na bo Mzegezege. Little did we know. In the future, this is what you will produce. Well done, Siswami. We are so proud of you. Nqhubekele phambili nimnakekele lo mntwana. Nathi simnakekele ezabo bhuti bakhe. Simphethe kahle. We are very, very proud of what your family has been able to produce. Lengane is going extremely far in this industry. She's gonna be around here for many, many years to come. So I just thought ukuthi ngisho kanjalo mpinjami ngoba dala ngagcina ukukhuluma na. I'm sure you're gonna watch this interview at some point. Danke Njayami nyakuncane. Nabozola used to look after us. We'd arrive in KZN ngama-caravela.
We would watch every show, every TV, TS for life.
And then she'd even be grabbing our bags and we'd be like, no, it's okay. She's like, no, she really looked after us, and she helped us solidify a base in KZN. It was not only us. Most artists from Johannesburg. So there are those people that do that work behind the scenes that are never acknowledged in these spaces. We only see musicians, but behind musicians there's a whole lot of other people around. She's one of those people, and she's been instrumental to a lot of our successes. So we celebrate you, Buhle Siyakubonga. Thank you, Jayam.
Amazing.
Positivity ngomeni.
I think beyasephendula lo yambuza ngisuke ngaphapha ngathi step.
No, right, mengizoqhubeka lapho. I think bengifuna ukusho ukuthi indlela yethu yokubhala, nama mengazi, but I think ngitshontshe a lot from iPhuda yami demo, it was actually telling me ama stories how Biyana Benobusi, how they wrote, it turned me on. And then I was like, okay, when Simi pulled through, because when I was structuring I was like, no, yazi ndenza njena vele ubhale paragraph. And then I started chopping it into melodies. I just ngenze kube istumbu, but ngithatha amagama akhe I was like, yeah, I want easy kanjani. Ngoba mina ngikwazi ukucula, you can sing. So just thatha lento le we touch, and then she just started owning it, and then I chopper, and then I ngaqala ngamchophisa ukuthi no, hey, I think about it in training. I spell verse kancane ama lines ombala sithi bridge. second verse uchintshe lamagama amancane, or we can even use the same melody on the second verse and asibuyela back to bridge khona abantu bazokwazi ukucula. It's all about just
bringing people along.
I'm most abantu enginotisayo ngabo abafuna ukucula more than abantu, and then once wena watshengisa iskill and then people can't sing along. So you simplify khona bezokwazi ukucula kanye nawo. Most ume stage Simi, I told her this, I was like uzoma stage uzophatha mic uzobe ungasacula uzobuza ukuthi nje one uthi basho abantu. That's simple. It's easy kakhulu for umuntu bakwazi ukuyimemorize, but the formula of just making inspirational music comes from endaweni njenge EDM, you know, but more especially from Axwell, who was part of Swedish House Mafia. All of his songs, Thank God I Found You, World Hold On, all these songs are all positive. Don't You Worry Child. Zonke ingoma, if you can listen to Swedish House Mafia, really it's all inspirational music. And once I find with dance, it's gone.
I totally agree, Mina. That's what made my career. So if you listen to Abo, everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
Remember the rain, let go, man, Giabonga. All my songs are positive and inspirational. And what I love about it is you've got a chance of creating classics, because songs like that are timeless. They're not talking about Ukchakatula. You know? It's forever. People are forever gonna want to succeed. They're gonna forever want to be better. Even 100 years from today.
Yes. And the good dark, you know, we are so fortunate. I think it's right, because it's go through a pandemic. People are losing jobs. People are losing my loved ones, you know, family members. And now the music, change. You know, I think it's not I want to see as 2020 zobese feel no uvele waqondana yonke into nathi kwasho ukuthi vele siya abantu abaqhamuka from leso space, and it's cooler yonke sogogo kulo abazali aba strict. We asinayo choice ukuthi senze music esothi mengubuyisele ekhaya ngithi hayi na ingoma yami anizweni thini asinayo choice ukuthi into ethukayo explicit bingekho leyo chance leyo. So
isn't it exactly what DJ Big Sky said yesterday?
Yes.
DJ Big Sky bengifunda naye University of Johannesburg. At the time it was TWR. We started pretty much music at the same time. We're almost the same age. I'm 2 years older than him. He's 39. I blew up first many years ago.
Of course.
He never gave up. He's only blowing up now. He blew up now.
17 years.
Piano, you know. But as a grown and mature guy now, he's able to, and this is exactly what he was sharing, sitting exactly where he was sitting, izolo. Athi sibuda ngifuna ukuthi mengenza umculo khona ngikhona ukuthi ngiucule nengane yami ihlekela ngoba ngubaba, you know. So I love that responsibility from it. It's very, very important, because a lot of people underestimate the power of music, the power of words that are said through a song, because with music we are not only touching their emotions, but we are making them say the things that we are tulong or we are baling. And when they say those things over and over, those are the things that eventually manifest in their life.
Of course.
So when your music is just negative, njalo, and just about chakaduling, and there's only one sister Petit.
That's true. No, thank you. I think yonke into le esiqhamuka yona nje sishepekile siqhamuka la siqhamuka khona. I remember just ngiyazi ukuthi sengenza intend, but ngikhumbula eRosetta ngisayingane ngakwazi ukusigeza. Great, maybe I was 5, 6ish, somewhere around there, and ngikhumbula ukho ngigeza endishini and kudlala iChannel O isadlala only on SBC1 ngesikhathi sithile nakhona. It's limited. It's an open time. And I remember izu2 ingoma that used to haunt me. Daft Punk, Around the World. Labo Popeye laba. Manje inkinga yami ukufuna ungigeza, but manje I could peep through TV ngiyakwazi ukuyibuka lapha. So mengigeza ikhanda lami liqinile. This thing is haunting me. Ngithi why am I so, I understand, but I loved it. I was so drawn to it. But mengikhula ngiyabona no, hey, nayi lento futhi iyabuya. So it's stuck in the system yami. The second song,
Conscious Mind.
Yes, isitimela saseZola. Iyona ngoma yokuvuka. I knew sewesikhathi sami sokuvuka. I just knew that, like and I didn't like school. I was cutting. I said, no, why you know? And I think we had to walk like 5-6 k's to school, which was just a lot at that time. So as a kid, you just want to watch TV and so yeah.
With all the success, both of you guys, it seems as though, it's not even it seems, you are still so humble. How were you able? We see a lot of artists start from coming from Imakaya, blowing up, and then suddenly, there's arrogance and they start making the, bad decisions. Where do you draw your humbleness? How do you remain grounded still?
I think ngizoqala ngibonge my parents. I think ungaphaphi, it's stuck in my head. Noma sekumele ngiphaphe, I don't know how to do it. And also just being a very awkward kid, but
Papa ngesizulu bathi ngiyaxolisa ukuthi uqina.
Yeah, and and I just think, ukulandela imfundiso zabo from, because mina ngumuntu ohlale kancane ekhaya, ngifunde Grey Town, maybe ngibuye entambama, and on weekends ngiyakagogo, which was also a humbling experience because bekubaswa phansi ngisho ugesi le ekhaya, but for me it's just beautiful. Sabazulu sonke ugogo yazibhincela, it's just beautiful energy, and then zonke imfundiso engiyithole khona
batshela baba ukuthi uyini,
yeah, no, we put yeah. Literally till this day uyiphoyisa ubaba ngeke uzoshinto, and ubhala u4 ekubuka ethi okay. Like, till this day I could do whatever. Namanje I need to do 1,000 things to prove. Akaproveleke ukuthi go right. And yeah, I think, with zonke imfundiso zami ngisithathe kubona abazali bami. And then there's my mother, chilled, just laughs, but nakhona mase kuyisikhathi sokuthula. Thula ungahambi uphendula into ongazazi and acting weird phambi kwabantu. Yeah, I think lezo mfundiso ngazithatha ngabambelela kuzona from primary, high school, especially Evas, ngihlala ngedwa. Evas, you can do anything that you want to do. Yeah. But I really ngangize ngilo because I was judged ukuthi wena uhlezi uzivalele lapho, and I was like ngiyazazi, and I know if ngingaphuma ngiye out there I will not finish this degree. And I think
boys are look more people is
yeah.
No, akayizwe nje ungaxoshwa nje just for failing a module uzoxoshwa. And I didn't want that. I didn't like uncomfortable situations, especially ekhaya. So yeah, after ngiqedile degree I was like, so it does work, imfundiso ziyasebenza. So I think I've just held on to it, and also moving here with my sister, ngiseGoli ngiyahamba nayo wenza ama-interviews, I'm there checking, okay, it shows, okay, we are and another thing, the industry, you must not always think you are, I don't want to say this word. Yeah, you have arrived. It's an art, respected as an art. We are Tula. You're there for the people. Yes, you're also there for yourself, but you're just there to present whatever you have to present to the people, and because it could really just disappear any minute. Yeah. So now she really helped me a lot in terms of just knowing myself and like composure, so I think, and I'm in a group of guys. I think for a very long time I was the only lady. Pat, it took so long for him to be like, okay, yeah, the voice is there. Yeah, she's worth the risk. Like, I had to prove myself, and I loved it. I was like, okay, I will prove myself. It's okay. I will do that. And yeah, they really showed me, just because you're an artist, anything on is big, Watagana Mali. The guys didn't change, Sanele didn't change. I was like, oh, so the song can be big and you must just relax. And I really just also wanted to keep my life. So I was like, no, there's music and then there's me. There's Simi, there's Simmy. So yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, it's a little different story because Ankulanga Nabazal, I lost my parents at a very young age. But Ngakulu so koko and okoko by telling do. It's very
simple.
Number one. So I think from love, because Mengi wild and Menga understanding it and ball and just these arcade games, but as in cooler, I think you lose your parents at a very young age, you find this responsibility. I even think engi because jonking thing now ngisebenzele and ndiyafika. And I think ngokuhlala futhi demo music again. Ilokhu ibuyele back ngoba I think ilapho ngifunde khona because I stayed there for 5 years no demo. And Ngihamba ngami ngemva kwabusi ngidj and sihamba zonke lezi ndawo Tanzania, Angola, all these places. She took me to Porto. We were the only black people in the flight. It was so crazy. I'm the only black dude. I'm like, it felt so awkward. I was like, hey, boy, but yonke leyo ndawo ngihleli ngemuva. You know, I'm seeing people to coffee just flying. I'm just DJ and watching all these things. I saw other artists going down when I'm so it's okay. As Lende being afford this cut to really study about the system, it's okay. Yindaba artist that is so good. Ishona pants, indaba ishona phezulu. You know, I think I was learning a lot and really ngayithatha a lot ngakhula now. I was like, okay, right, ngizothatha yonke into eyenza bonke abantu beqhubekele phambili konke ngibona ngathi kuyawisana ngiyakulahla eceleni, you know, and plus nongabi nayo imali, you know.
Oh, but
it was so tough, you know. That song in a story essence cool because I remember Simmy figure you were figuring my wings out 12, you know what I mean. The reason why I'm do that's because basically I'm headphones to being a night jack, you know.
Yeah.
So
I think DJs and producers understand this.
Yeah, they do. Oh, it was it was a rough time. No, it was a very, very rough time.
You know. It was a struggle.
Yes, the Cosmos City, you know, it's Payana and but patch me to your move was a Johannesburg. Getting sharing and you don't betting never. And then I worked hard. I actually worked really hard with Yens and Lango. May figure and get calling a Yens, figure may work saying it's nothing. What do you think?
Yeah.
And I think Yonkel on the young Hamblisha, you know, and I've had songs that were really just doing rounds, and my life was not really changing at that time. And I didn't understand. One more in you just sing your song. Why am So, but Yonkel on the phone, relax. One of us will cut circles over sharp. So I think Nana Manjig, I think say loud, and I understand that issue. It's about responsible. So kumegisa easy. Kona any generation landela for which abazowenza futhi better than us. Must understand which is cut circle also cut issue lokubelugusho must we acred. I think Leanto Buddha mengimbonenza what is doing today. It's exactly like ngifuna ukuhamba khona ukuthi ngiye ngifike to a point where I'm like yazini, okay, now I'm done ge. I think ngihlale move ngifake the next generation, and that's really amazing. Siyabonga Buddha.
Wow, guys, this is I am so blessed that I'm interviewing both of them for the second time. And it's actually dope that on this interview they're together, on the same interview.
Yes, and they've just released albums, Bali too, so.
Yeah, and let's talk about the albums. I know they don't need to promote their music. They're already doing well. But let's talk about the music now before we wrap it up.
Together 3, Made of the Stars, The World and Beyond.
To the World and Beyond,
There we go.